I was sorely disappointed. Sure enough, it was damaged in shipment. You can see that I stepped away from the trail today. I'm coming back into the studio because I want to share some things that I've been working on. And one of those is a new website. So many of you have been interested in my photos. About a year ago, I did less adventure from the trail, hiking, backpacking videos, and I shifted more into nature and wildlife photography. I still tried to go out to the trails. I still tried to show you some adventures and some new places, but at the same time, I really started to focus more on the photographs and the photography aspect of my craft. I get a lot of questions about what are the camera settings for this particular photo, and I don't mind sharing that because I hope that I can encourage all of us to grow and to get better at whatever we want to do. I've had so many questions about how can you get a copy of one of my photographs, and so I created a whole website. It's www.wanderingmonkhikes.com. And on that website, I've got several things. I've got one, it's just a portfolio. And if you go into there, you can see my portfolio of wildlife photography. You can see a portfolio of landscape. And I also have one of astrophotography. It gets a lot of interest. I've taken a lot of Milky Way shots. And I'm doing this whole video series right now of looking at different historic sites in the state of Kansas and sort of telling its history through the stars. I go to each one of these sites and I try to get a photograph of the Milky Way over the top of that site. Not always possible, so sometimes I just take a photograph of the site at night with the stars, and those are pretty as well. But I love to get the Milky Way and all the galactic core of the Milky Way, the gases, the colors, they're amazing. So you've asked, how can you get a copy of one of these prints? And I worked on that because one of my core values is quality. I don't want to just throw something out there. And I don't want to give you an experience where you get frustrated. So I wanted something that would be easy and intuitive to work with, but also I was confident that when you got the photo, you would get a quality print. I built my website on Squarespace, and I'll leave a link to Squarespace down in the description. You don't need to know any coding. You can just use the Squarespace templates in there or use the AI builder and it'll tailor the site for you. So I built the portfolio, but I also wanted to build a store. I was looking for who could do the print service for the photos, but I would know that these were quality, and this was a quality company that would do the printing. I wanted them also to do the mailing because frankly, I didn't want to have to keep an inventory. I do that with my calendars. I buy a bulk of calendars when you order them from me. I'm the one that sends them to you. But honestly, that's a lot of work. I'd rather be focused on taking the photos, developing the photos, and making them available. Well, I found a company. The company's called Whitewall. Whitewall has won the TIPA Award for the best photography lab in the world for 7 years. They do amazing work. And so I contacted them to see how I could work with them to get them to print and to ship my photos to you. And so when you go into the store and you click on a print that's available, you can choose the size of print that you want. You can also choose among 3 different types of paper. They use very high quality Fuji paper. And so there's a matte finish in there, there's a glossy finish, and then there's one that's a metallic finish. It's still paper, but for some of the photos I take, that metallic look really sets them off. Well, they do the printing for whatever size you want, and they will ship it directly to you. I said one of my core values is quality. So I wanted to make sure that you would have a quality experience. So I bought, through my own money, 2 prints. I have to tell you, the first time I got a print, I was sorely disappointed. Not from Whitewall's quality, but from the shipping. You see, I mean, they ship it in this cardboard package, and it's very well put together. However, as soon as I received this, I looked, and I don't know if you can see it, but right here, you see that? It was damaged in shipment. I was hoping that maybe it didn't damage the print inside. So when you open this up, let me show you here. It's really well packaged. It wasn't Whitewall's fault, but you know, the mailing services, they're rough on things. So you open it all the way up, and then the print is here. Print's in a separate package, but then when I opened this up again, I saw, look at that it was damaged. It was split right there. See that? So I thought, well, I hope maybe the print isn't damaged. Continue to open it up. And when they ship a print, they have this protective coating. I mean, again, they do everything they can to make sure that the print is protected. Also, their color science that they go into printing is very, very good. This print here is what I call the eye of the forest. If you go on my website, you'll see it. I was out, and this old cedar root forms an eye, and then I took the photo through it in order to get some of the foliage that was behind there. It's been a popular print, so I wanted to see how they would ship it and if this looked good. This is in a matte finish. I took off the protective film and opened up the print. Again, I really like the quality of the print itself, but look, sure enough, it was damaged. You see that? It was split open right here. Well, I contacted Whitewall and I said, okay, I'm not complaining against you guys because you guys, it was obvious that they've done everything they could to try to make this shipping a good experience. But I have this damage. So what is the remedy for my customers? If you buy a print and you get something like this, what's the remedy? Well, when they ship something, they include instructions of how to contact them if you are not satisfied with their work. And they guarantee their work. So that was last week. I contacted them last week. And sure enough, in today's mail, I received another package. I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to open it with you and let's look and see how well it's done. They replaced it for free, no hassle, no problem at all. They replaced this for free. They shipped it to me. They were apologetic, and you just tear this back off and you open it up. And just like the first one, it continues to open up, and inside in this protective envelope is my print. Take it out, and there it is. Again, it has this protective film over the top of the print. So you just peel that off. So this is a replacement of the eye of the forest. An amazing quality. You can look through here. It's very sharp. The detail of the grain of that old cedar root, is spectacular. And in the back, I see another cedar that's growing up with moss on it. And there's an oak tree in there, and you see the oak leaves. This was taken in the fall of the year, so that the trees, the leaves have turned brown. Well, that's a good experience. Today, I also received a copy of this one. I call this print School's Out. And this is an old prairie schoolhouse, a one-room schoolhouse that was built in the 1880s, and it remained to be a school up till 1930. It sets out on the Tallgrass Prairie Preserve, the National Preserve, near Strong City, Kansas. And when you look at this, I would tell you, when you look at this, what I did was I took lights, little lights, and I put behind the building in the back windows shining into the room. And then when I took the photo, see, it illuminates these front windows. And if you look closely in this far right window, what you will see is a picture of George Washington hanging from the wall. The Milky Way is rising over the top. I think this is my favorite picture so far of 2025. It'll definitely make the 2026 calendar. So I feel good about offering Whitewall as my printing service and shipping service to you. I set the store up so that you can choose the size of the print that you would like. You can choose the type of paper that you want it printed on, whether it's matte or glossy or a chrome, which is a metallic look to the photo finish. I don't offer framing in here. Now, if that's something that you would like, I can look into that. Whitewall does do framing, but honestly, it's expensive. And I would prefer saying, okay, get the print and then buy a frame or have it framed. I think you'd save money there. I try to keep everything down as low as I can. I'd love to be able to just give it all away, but that's not practical. The equipment is expensive. My time of going out there, I will spend all night long. This shoot, I had to drive 3 hours to get to the site. I spent about 3 hours there taking this photo to get it right, and then a 3-hour drive home. That's 9 hours in the middle of the night, and I get tired. And then as far as the printing cost and the shipping cost, my profits are really kept down to a minimum so that you can get the best quality you can get with my prints. I hope you enjoy these. I'd ask you to go and look. Just look at the portfolio, look at the store, and then also what I've started doing is this week I began a blog, and this photo, this print here, was what was highlighted in this week's blog. Each time I'm going to talk about a different print. I'll tell you the story behind the lens and tell you about what was going on when I took the picture, if it's landscape or if it's astrophotography or if it's wildlife. I try to give you a little story and put the picture into context. And then finally, I'll do a geek speak. And so the last half of the blog will be for the photographers who want to see what did I do. You are certainly welcome to contact me and say, you messed up here. I would change this setting. I would do this. We could have that discussion because I want to learn from you as well as share with you what I have done with the hope of inspiring you to get out there, to encourage you to get up, go out, look up and see the stars, see creation that's all around you. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay on the path, and God bless you.